All right, so episode 2 of Hard Knocks training camp with the Cleveland Browns just wrapped up.
And it was an interesting one, fellas.
It really was, and we're going to give you guys our thoughts and a review of tonight's episode, but we want to hear your thoughts as well. We're very interested to hear what you guys have to say in the comment section down below.
Yeah.
Now, Sean, in tonight's episode, if we were to put a theme to it, what would it be?
Oh, it's got to be change the culture.
Yeah, we heard the coaches say it quite a few times.
Yeah.
Because, starting off this episode, it started kind of wild.
Ooh.
With some wide receiver woes for the Cleveland Browns. And we start off with Corey Coleman.
Yes, Corey Coleman. What? Oh, my God.
Well, first, he starts off showing us his entire shoe collection in his mansion. And we were like, damn, how many shoes you got?
Oh, he had a lot. Now, this was
one
funny.
For every day.
What was funny is that literally, obviously, we all knew that Corey Coleman got traded, right, to the Buffalo Bills.
We all knew that.
We all knew that going into this episode. Well,
but we got to see the details of how that went down.
Wow.
So, first off, we see him in training camp, right, and during practice, and he's not doing very good. And Todd Haley is nailing right into him.
Oh, my God.
He was pissed.
He was running shitty routes, not even trying to run.
Showing no real heart to it.
Not dropping every pass. Like, he wasn't fighting for the ball.
And then what happened after that, they bumped him down to second team.
Yeah.
Which really pissed him off.
Oh,
for what reason? Dude, what don't you understand? You're going to play like shit. You're going to play with the second team. So what does he do?
He goes straight to Hugh Jackson.
Well, let's act this out.
Okay.
All right, so we're in Hugh Jackson's office, okay?
Are you Corey Coleman or
No, you're going to be Hugh Jackson.
Okay.
So, I'm walking in.
I'm just on my computer.
He walks in, he's like, hey, man, y'all put me to second team? I mean, for real?
Why don't you, he said, and then, why don't you talk to Todd about that?
It just don't make no sense to me, man. I mean, why don't y'all just fucking trade me or something? And how are you gonna just talk to the damn coach like that?
Literally, first off, earlier in the episode, Todd Haley was getting onto him, and he talked back to Todd Haley. Todd Haley is an old school coach. You're
talking back to Todd Haley.
No wonder you walk
into Hugh Jackson's office and say what you just said.
Yeah.
Hugh Jackson looked at him like, are you fucking crazy?
The look I gave the camera is what Hugh said. Hugh didn't even say anything. He was just like, what?
So we're watching this, and we're like, okay, trade his ass. That's exactly why he got traded.
Literally right after Hugh Jackson, pretty much just looked at him like, what the hell? 2 seconds later, it cut to the part where it's saying, breaking news, Corey Coleman got traded. Like, they ain't putting up with that shit. This team went 0-16. They don't have time for egos.
Listen, look, Corey Coleman, he's got the talent. We know that. But he's not producing here during training camp. And when you're not producing, how do you have that mindset where you get to talk back to your coaches like that? You're going to get traded. And he got traded to Buffalo, as we all know, for a 7th round pick. And we heard the in the wide receiver room, they were like, a 7th round pick? That's just like saying, get
the hell out of here. We don't want you. Take him, please. Take him. And this was a 1st round pick, too.
Yeah. Now, listen. Corey Coleman, hopefully he gets his stuff together in Buffalo.
Yeah.
Clearly, it's a mental thing. I mean, he's got to get his head on straight so that way that can match that talent. Hopefully he can produce out there in Buffalo.
Now, we'll say this. Maybe getting traded can give him that motivation, right? And guess what? They're about to play.
Yeah.
Cleveland and Buffalo are playing in the 2nd preseason game. Obviously, we haven't seen that yet. It's coming up. But I'm excited to see that.
So hopefully Corey Coleman can get it together.
Yeah.
All right, because he's got the talent. Now, let's get into another wide receiver.
Yes.
Antonio Callaway.
Callaway, buddy.
This dude, all right, so he's a 1st round talent that they got. But why did he fall?
So, because off the field issues. His attitude and his off the field stuff. Now, he got, if y'all probably already know, he got busted. He got pulled over late at night with some weed in the car.
Weed possession.
And a suspended license.
Yep.
Now, this is the story that first off, the first mistake he did, Josh, was what?
He did not tell his coaches. He didn't tell Dorsey. He told
doing?
Nobody. And he shows up to training camp, and Hugh Jackson, Todd Haley, everyone sees it all over his face that something was wrong.
Yeah.
Todd Haley says, remember that talks we had? They had privately? He was like, tell me. What's going on?
Talk to me.
And he wouldn't say anything.
No.
This is, that's because he's young. He got in trouble.
I think he was embarrassed, right? He was like, oh, fuck, dude.
And because, he's already got that, that
stigma.
Yeah, on him.
Yeah.
Where everyone says, look, this dude's going to fuck up. He's going to fuck up.
Now, this is a story, though, if y'all haven't heard.
Right, go ahead.
Let me kind of explain what he says, what happened, right?
Yeah.
Obviously, I told you what the charges were. Well, so he obviously he's in Cleveland. He's not from Cleveland, so he had his car delivered to him at a later time, just right before training camp. And apparently, it was his friends. He said that they found a little roach in his car. Mm-hmm. And at that point, that was not his. He didn't know it was in there. Yeah. It was one of his friends or someone else that was driving his car when it wasn't. He didn't have it. Mm-hmm. So Cleveland Browns, Hugh Jackson, and John Dorsey, the GM, said, "You know what? All right, we're going to trust you. We're going to believe you."
They sat him down.
Yeah.
Talked with him man to man.
What did Hugh said? He said, "Don't fuck with me, though.
Don't lie to me.
Don't lie to me.
And something like this ever happens again, you have my number. You have Dorsey's number. You call us ASAP. This is not college football. This is the NFL. This is grown man business.
Yeah.
You need to let somebody know." Mm-hmm. But again, he's very young, and he just, he
made a mistake.
Made a mistake, and hopefully he can get it together. I think he will, because this dude has tremendous talent, and you can't just squander that, man.
No, and you know what they did for punishment? I wouldn't even consider that punishment. I'll take that all day. They let him play in the whole time in the preseason game. Every snap to run his ass as much as possible. You know what?
For an atonement.
He made up for himself, man. He had a monster, I wouldn't say monster game, but a great game.
Yep,
great game.
Yeah, he had a touchdown in that game. So
that touch, tapping the toes around the sideline.
That was a great catch.
Probably one of the best catches that we're going to see all year.
And that touchdown was from Baker Mayfield.
Baker Mayfield. Yeah.
So he was earning the respect back from the team. He even in the episode went in front of the entire team and apologized to them. Yeah. So Antonio Callaway. This dude is, he's got great talent, and I think, if he can just get the right people around him, like Todd Haley said to Jarvis Landry, who's like, "Hey man, he's a good kid, but he needs a good influence. He needs somebody around to take him under his wing, and I want you to do that. I don't care if he has to live at your house. Do it because
Larry Fitzgerald would do it."
We laughed at that one.
Oh shit! But he's right.
Yeah,
Larry Fitzgerald is one of those guys that would do that for his teammates and take them under his wing. Mm-hmm. But I love that. I love Todd. This was really about the coaches. I think this episode.
Yeah,
coaches Todd Haley, Greg Williams, I think is the D coordinator, and Hugh Jackson all were putting their foot down and pretty much laying down the authority.
Exactly. Like, for example, as far as this theme of changing the culture, in practice, everyone's moving really slow. Everyone's sluggish, lethargic, and Hugh Jackson's pissed. This is like the most pissed we've ever seen him.
I've never seen him like that.
And he calls everybody out. Tyrod Taylor walks up to Hugh Jackson before everybody goes back into the room. Yeah. Inside, he says, "Hey, you know what you do? You should there's a camera out there, and you should start calling everybody out."
Yeah.
And that's exactly what Hugh Jackson did.
Team.
Yeah.
And you know what? He's got a point. Nobody wants to be singled out.
Right.
Especially in front of the whole team. Nobody wants to feel like that. So you know what? And Tyrod said, if you do that, they ain't going to fuck up no more.
Right.
They ain't going to be lazy.
That was a great suggestion from Tyrod Taylor.
Yeah, good leadership
right there. And that was the theme of the night. Change the culture. Hustle. Show heart. Yeah. And you know who showed heart? A tight end. Number 83.
Yes.
The Juice.
The Juice. That's his name,
right? The Juice?
Yeah, the Juice. That's not Jarvis Landry, the other Juice.
The other Juice. The tight end, number 83. He's a guy who's a journeyman. I can't pronounce his last
name at all.
Yeah. I don't know. But that's what they call him, the Juice.
Yeah.
And he's a tight end. He's a journeyman. He's been cut from 2 previous teams.
Yeah.
He's here in training camp. And, he had a very interesting story because he had his dad come down.
Yes.
His father had 3 heart attacks, a pacemaker. He was telling a story.
Yeah, apparently when he was 13 years old, the doctors said that his dad only had maybe 5 years to live.
And his dad told him that as a 13-year-old kid.
Yeah.
And that tore him up.
Yeah.
So here he is now at age 25. His father's still around. 3 heart attacks. So, I mean, this guy, he showed a lot of heart in that preseason game against the Giants.
Yeah.
Even though he was playing through some pain.
Yeah, he had a sore left shoulder. Left shoulder, sore left shoulder. I'm not sure what it was. They didn't go to details about that. Mm-hmm. So I'm curious what kind of injury he had. Right. But yeah, he played tough.
But he showed A+ effort. He played solid, you know, so good job on him. And it was great afterwards when he walked out to the family and he saw his dad. They do that little whistling thing to each other to communicate.
Weird, but
that was pretty,
that was pretty unique,
cool.
though. That was unique, though.
So his father calls out to him, and he starts smiling right away and walks up to him.
Now, I will say this. You know, if y'all watched our first episode, right, of our review, we talked about what they said. If you can be out on the field, no matter if you're banged up or not, you could be out there, be out there. Jarvis Landry actually said that. He called out, and he said that was for the whole team. He came out and acknowledged that after the Hard Knocks aired that. And you know what? That's exactly what they're talking about. If you can be on the field, be out there, get the reps, push through the pain, because halfway through the season, everybody's going to be banged up.
Right.
You got to push through it, and that showed that maybe that message is being received, and I like that.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I like this. And I don't know if you guys noticed this, but in the preseason game, they still weren't wearing their stripes on their helmet.
Yeah.
I like that. I like they're making them earn their stripes. Even during the preseason games, they're not wearing their stripes. So I like it. Change the culture. That's the theme here.
Yeah.
This is a young team, so many new pieces. You know, guys who are, you know, just starting, you know, trying to match their talent and get their head on straight like Callaway. You know, so I like this, and they have the right coaching staff, it seems, to try to get them on track. And guys, and like Jarvis Landry,
and the right GM. I know we haven't talked about him enough, but John Dorsey, this is his first year with the Browns, and he's not fucking around.
No,
how fast they traded Corey Coleman, obviously, he's not fucking around. He wants to make this team a winner,
right?
And I love what he's doing so far. He's got the right coaches there, I think.
And one of the things that he's doing is possibly recruiting Dez Bryant.
Yeah,
we saw that in this episode.
Yeah, they talked about it. They talked about Dez. Obviously, John Dorsey saying that he hasn't gotten a return call from Dez, but Dez said finally that starting this week, he was actually open to start meeting people. Dez was real quiet. He didn't want to meet yet. So I think it's because he didn't want to practice. So he's going to be meeting sometime this week.
Because, you know, Dez Bryant might be a good guy to have on that team as well. Because, you can say what you want about him, about, like, you know, he hasn't been playing up to par for these last several seasons or whatever. But one thing Dez Bryant does have is heart and passion.
Yes. And if he wants to win, if he sees you not wanting to win, he's going to get in your face.
Yep.
And you know what? I think it'll be great for them.
A couple other notes here that I want to say that was pretty cool. I like that. I thought it was pretty cool when Baker Mayfield met the legendary Joe Brown. That was really cool. Jim Brown. Sorry. met Jim Brown, legendary Brown. Probably one of the greatest running backs of all time.
Yeah. There's no doubt about that. Yeah, it was cool. Jim Brown said, "You know what? How's everything going?" And Baker's talking about it's starting to slow down. And Jim's like, "You know, everybody says you have the right attitude."
I like that Jim Brown still comes around to the team after all these years. It's great, man.
Yeah.
It's really cool for the young players too, especially.
Yeah.
And another thing that I thought was really cool was Myles Garrett showing off his writing skills. This is a guy who likes to write poetry.
He's a poetry guy.
He likes to get away from football.
Yeah.
Like he said, you know, before I was a man playing football, I was a kid writing. He likes to write, and I really dig that about him.
Yeah, and he kept that going even when he got into football. He's like, I want to be myself. I want to do what I love. I respect that. That.
Absolutely. So, guys, that pretty much wraps it up. I mean, that's our takeaways from episode 2 of Hard Knocks with the Cleveland Browns. But, again, let us know your thoughts in the comment section down below.
Yes.
And next week should be a good one with...
Hopefully, we see Dez.
Yeah, maybe Dez Bryant's on the team. Who knows?
Can we see Josh Gordon?
And, and they're going to be playing the Buffalo Bills, Tyrod Taylor's former team. So that should be
Corey Coleman's coming back.
Interesting to look forward to. But, all right, guys, we'll see you guys next week for episode 3.
Can't wait.